Matt, we've got you back. How was lockdown and the return to racing for you?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, pretty chill. Just went out to my partner's farm and just cruised around there for 5 weeks and kept busy and trying to keep a bit of weight off. But no, it was a good, relaxing time.
Good, yeah. We kick you off with race 4 today and the 2-year-olds here. You're on Duntea for the Baker Forsman team, and a horse who has trialled up a couple of times. You were aboard for the most recent of those at Rotorua. What did you make of the performance?
Yeah, it was good. The track was a bit testing, and he's a quirky little horse. You know, he's got a few issues there with him. Like mentally, he can get a bit wound up. But if we can keep him a little bit sane and do everything right today from the awkward draw, he should be a decent chance. He's fit, he's ready to go. But his trial was good, and he whipped away nicely.
Yeah, you are up against some pretty well-performed horses. Those horses such as Delatere, Flash Warrior and Eva James, who went round on the 2-year-old race at Te Rapa. How do you think that Duntea measures up against those with the benefit of those 2 trials?
I think it's just the experience for him. Like this horse, he'll probably need it, you know, this run to kind of just to do things right. I think it's hard against those 2-year-olds that have been around and raced against the better company. But like I say, that draw doesn't help a hell of a lot for a 2-year-old race. But you know, if he can jump, get a posse, you know, midfield, get a bit of cover, he should be running on at the end. But like I say, it is tricky to get past those ones that know what they're doing a little bit more.
Okay, on to race 5. You team up again with Lady Lira, who's resuming run for 3rd last time out. That was in behind He's a Looker, who's again a race rival today, was pretty good. What did you make of her effort at Te Rapa that day?
Yeah, it was good. You know, she's on this little thing and she loves to run 3rd, so I'm hoping we don't run 3rd again today. But, you know, she's got a tricky draw as well, and she can be an on-pace runner as well, so I'm just going to have to work that out. And like I say, the last few races, last meeting there, they're all front leaders by us. So if we can just try to get a nice cosy trip with a bit of cover, she's honest and she'll be right there at the end.
Just tell us about that as well, because you're seeing that there's a whole lot of jumps races interspersed with these flat races. What do you think the jumping races does to sort of those sort of types of patterns that the flat jockeys look out for?
Yeah, I think, you know, like the last meeting there, it was the flat jockeys, the flat races all the way through. So we had that advantage of using the track first. And I think with these big jumps races going through it, it's going to chop that track up a fair bit. And obviously we're taking off and landing on those hurdles, and that does chew the track up a little bit. So I think we just have to assess the track after the few jumps races and then see how it's looking. And like I say, 1,100 metres, you know, you jump and go a little bit too. So I don't think it's going to change a hell of a lot those first couple, but yeah, we'll assess it after the jumps races.
Let's jump ahead to race 9. Matt, you're aboard Money Trail, who you were on for that first up run, and the horse was probably just peaking on its run, needing it. Looks to be an improver today, and especially with the benefit of Barrier 1, although like we're talking about who knows where they'll be running at that point of the day. But what did you make of the effort though?
Yeah, it was a good run. He was quite fresh. He played up a little bit in the barriers, so that wasn't like him. So I think he needed that run, and like you say, he'll benefit from that run too, and just peak that last bit. So yeah, I think we just have to assess the track where it is, I suppose. When you get the good draws on tracks like these, and it tends to chew up on the inside, it's not the best place to be. But he can jump, and if he can get handy and dictate a little bit, he is a hard horse to run down. He's pretty tough. So with that run under his belt, I think he's going to be a top chance today.
Okay, liking that. Your other runners that we haven't spoken about, Style in race 8, Nuclear Fusion race 10, and Inca Warrior race 11. Can you give us a push for any of those?
I don't know too much about Marshy's horse. I see it's had a couple of trials for a placing. His team seems to be going well at the trials, and they seem to be coming up nicely. And like I say, I don't know a hell of a lot about it, but you go by its trial form, it's not too bad. Inca Warrior, he's an honest little horse. He's always thereabouts, and he's got to have the right run to put his hand up. But like I say, he's had that run under his belt too. So if he can improve from that, he's got to be thereabouts. So yeah, happy enough for those two.
Okay, who's the best of your runners today, Matt?
I like Lady Lira because, you know, she's honest. You know, the form's there. She's had third the last 4 or 5 starts. So you know, she's on the same little field as she's been racing against. If she can get a cozy in up front, I think she would have to be the top chance out of the lot.
Okay, you shared the jockeys room in there today with a few of those jumps jockeys. Do any come up to you, sidle up and nudge you on the shoulder and say, you'd go all right in this role? Do you get that at all?
Oh, a little bit. They, you know, when we're a bit shorter flat races, they say, oh, you know, how about you come and try this? But no, I'm not quite brave enough to be going over those sticks at that speed, so I'll just stick to going fast on the flat.
Oh, I'm not buying that for a second, Matt. I reckon you'd be a good jump jockey.